We've seen Hisoka get hurt, we've seen Hisoka get a bit surprised, but I think this one expression he has from getting his hand blown up, he is probably the most surprised I've seen him. And in 356, it just goes on because we're in his mind, to be honest. We're only getting his thoughts, and he lets us know that he is just not realizing that he was tricked from the moment he knocked chrollo with the head to the moment he attacked him with the head again as he escaped. And he turns around. There is an explosion in the crowd. Why is there an explosion in the crowd? That was not an attack to him. He says that over there was the body. Now, this is when I have to give an in-depth explanation on what just happened, because just from a framing standpoint, you can understand it. But you have to really understand what is going on to get what these frames mean. So when he's talking about the body, he means the body to which sun and moon was attached to. So from there, we can assume that that body didn't disappear because there were sun and moon on it. Now, when chrollo was giving orders to the puppet using black voice, he was telling it to duck, to dodge attacks, and to do something. That task was for the puppet to touch the body. Now, you might be thinking, oh, the explosion was so great that it proliferated to Hisoka's arm. That is not what happened. It means that when he popped the body through dimensions, it popped the head of the puppet. Meaning, while popping the head of the body of the puppet, it pops the head because the head is kept in game and the body is kept in game because they are both part of sun and moon affixed objects. And so when the explosion happens to one, it happens to the other, which makes it literally a 4D play because the explosion was not following a path per se. It teleported to where it was supposed to be more so than where it can be. And that's what makes this play so beautiful. Because reading it the first time, you probably can't get it. Then you have to reread it, then reread it. Then you see that it was all planned so well. And it just docks in. The abilities truly dock into each other. And you realize that he understands abilities to a point that he can just fuse them in ways that are dimension breaking. And that's why I love this fight. It's exactly for the end of 355 through the start of 356 that lets us understand that what just happened was a master play. Hisoka keeps on narrating that he realizes that he was not feeling down from the hit he received, that it was to conceal the time to turn the body into a maximum powered bomb. And Hisoka's just thinking, and realizes that this is also the arm that he's been using, as you've seen in multiple occasions, to escape harm. This is the arm or the hand that had the bungee gum on it, and all along it's been a target now. And this is probably one of the first time you hear this guy said, this is pretty bad. He goes, it's unfortunate I won't be able to take my time ruminating over your strategy. Now he's going full Sika mode. He's going attack for attack. He doesn't have time to break it down. There is no more breaking down going it. And this is the real 11th hour. I don't know what that means, but he goes crazy and grabs another head, brings it in, gets the puppet, twists the head like it's a fucking screw, takes it off, snaps it off, but keeps the body beside him and uses it as a second weapon like a nunchuck and kicks out anything that's coming his way. He learned his lesson because using the head wouldn't have been useful and he might have gotten blown off again. Now he's here missing an arm. Now he's keeping the whole crowd away because keep in mind the crowd is still coming at him. He knows that his hand cannot really use his ability that well now, but he still have his legs. And he throws the kick, throws the bungee gum to the second floor and just retracts himself, goes at it, sticks to the floor, but you know how the crowd goes. Zombie attack, goes completely crazy running at him. Hisoka starts using the head like a yo-yo again and snaps at it, clack, 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 taking him down as they coming up. They're just too numerous, and he starts running, sticking to the wall. Split, split, split. That's the noise of his ability on the wall on the second floor as he's running away. Now I said it on the last one, but on that second floor we didn't see any puppet jump off it, so we can conclude that quote unquote there is no puppets up there. Well, here's a surprise for you. We're getting a bit of a flashback. Find Hisoka. Go to the second floor. When you do, as the puppets are running out with the signs of sun and moon in each hand and coming out, self-destruct right next to him. Hisoka's taking care of the puppets running on walls and on each other just to grab him, and he just hears and understands that puppets are coming his way. As he's distracted by the puppets he's using as a punching bags or whacking mole, the new puppets coming at him, all ready to clap them fucking hands together like it's a spectacle. He turns around, sees it, it goes boom right on his face. It blows him the fuck away at full speed, but he's protected. He protected his body. He's flying from one end of the arena to the other one. The explosion is beautiful. The puppets still running after him even under the smoke. He is fully protected by bungee jump, which is nice. Fully protected, you say? The smoke is clearing up. He's flying on the other hand. He doesn't want to arrive there, but he goes dang good because those guys are also puppets, and you can just see they are ready to get Hisoka. Hisoka's looking down. Going down is not an option. Puppets are running for him right now. So he goes for his bungee escape another time. That leg is gone. The leg with the bungee escape is gone. It's no use. He realizes it. Well, fine then. I'm gonna use the other leg. And gets snapped the fuck out of the air with another puppet. With another puppet, he gets snapped out of the air while he's trying to use his other leg and just gets twisted around. He realizes that something is not right. He's looking at it and sees a person on the other side. And when you look closely, we see him again after multiple chapters. This is a fight between two people, quote unquote, but we haven't seen this person for 2 chapters, I think. But here he is, standing, picking up audience members, not even puppets, and just throwing it at Hisoka. Hisoka goes, I must escape, to the ceiling, tries to use something else. Here comes another body, slaps him off, takes him off balance. He is falling, he falls, him, the head, and we get these words from a character like Hisoka. Huh? Am I going to die? For the Grim Reaper, for the character we've been following on multiple adventures, just killing people all around and escaping crazy situations, we find him in a crazy situation, wondering himself if he is going to die. It's always a surprise to see characters that sort of have what I would call a certain legend to them, as in being the Grim Reaper, as in being the magician, as in having those titles, having this pre-aura that precedes them, have such a relatable train of thought. Is he going to die? As it's looking, he is going to die. All the puppets are getting around him, but he smiles at it and he goes, if I'm going to die anyway, then he balls up and all the puppets get around, and it's a big enormous hug of explosion, and it goes boom. And that would be the fight between Chrollo and Hisoka, ending in a beautiful emotional boom full of hugs from puppets. It's a weird thing to say, but I felt like there was a sort of subtext in a weird way since I've read the new chapters and Hisoka's train of thoughts about how he sees fighting as a whole. This chapter really felt different as I read it again. And in a weird way, you're gonna laugh at this, but it sounds a bit like a relationship going on here. As we understand it, Hisoka is looking for that fight like romance, but he seems to have been walked on and dodged all throughout that fight, as he was giving all of himself, he was not returned that favor, but was given toys and objects of just simply toys and things that he did not want. Even the touch was not there, as all touch was simply through objects, and he felt like he was running after something he really didn't obtain. And in the end, right in the end, the way it was pretty much a hug from all the puppets, all these people that he did not consider that important to the fight, hugging him to end him. It just shows that, he didn't really get what he wanted, and he got it from puppets, let's say. But that's just like a some sort of that's just another meaning I find into it, as one does. But it's just crazy, and to me that sort of goes in accord with his new philosophy of not letting himself. It's sort of like a weird toxic relationship, but he took himself into it and got taken out of it. So it's a bit of growth. I don't know. It feels really out of context, but for some reason it felt contextually right. But anyway, it ends it in this beautiful explosion, and I think that will be it. That will be my report of these fabulous fight, and I would say thank you for the watch. Hope to see you again. That's it.